Thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight we start with news out of Pine Bluff, where police are searching for a suspect in a shooting on Belmore Drive. Detectives are looking for 24-year-old Donovan Daniel Cuthbertson in relation to the shooting. Police responded to a call and found a car with a man and a woman who had been shot. Both of them were taken to Jefferson Regional. According to police, the woman died and the man is in critical condition. Police say that Cuthbertson could be considered armed and dangerous. If you have information, you're asked to call Pine Bluff Police. Here in Little Rock, a downtown neighborhood is in the process of being revamped. And with the city's approval, new developments are in the works. THV 11's Brooke Buckner takes us to Petaway to show us what's next.
When you drive down East 21st Street in downtown Little Rock, you'll find Petaway Square, a community of businesses and apartments. Now, even more are on the way.
Last Tuesday night, the Little Rock City Board approved a PCD application that would allow us to build potentially 14,000 square feet of commercial space and another 7,000 square feet of residential space.
Petaway Square owner Mike Orndorff says he's looking forward to expanding what's already in place.
And there's 13 new businesses. There are dozens of new jobs. There's 8 more affordable homes for people to live in. We live on a metro bus line, so 3 of our renters don't own a vehicle. But most of these businesses either didn't exist or were existed in their house or in their garage before we opened the space.
And he says he wants to keep things affordable and rents out the units at an under market rate.
We're able to bundle in all of our utilities, water, electric, etc., and trash. So we're able to reduce the price to the renter.
A couple of business owners in the square tell me they're excited for what's to come.
Seeing the whole thing flourish, the idea of it being, of the square and really the area now, I guess, be highly walkable, intentionally built to be walkable.
Looking forward to having more food options down here, but also for more first-time business owners to really get their foot in the door.
A restaurant is part of the plan for the third part of construction.
That's what I'm most excited about in this next phase.
In Little Rock, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.
Orndorff expects construction to start on the new apartments and commercial spaces within the next year.
Hello and happy Sunday. We started out the day on a gloomy, almost rainy note, but we've had a nice break over these afternoon hours with mainly cloudy skies here in central Arkansas. That's all ahead of a cold front off to our west right now, draped through Oklahoma and that Texas panhandle. As it starts to move closer, more southeast overnight, we're going to see another round of rain possible. Already starting to see some thunderstorms popping up in northwest Arkansas towards Fayetteville. Now, any storms that we see overnight, there is a level 1 threat of some of them being strong to severe, mainly across southwestern portions of Arkansas. But as you see, some of those western counties here in our coverage area are included in that. This is mainly going to be a hail and wind threat. We're not expecting anything else other than those strong winds and large hail. We're going to be tracking that over the rest of the evening. The rain chances really starting to pick up after dinner time and really again after midnight. I'll have a look at the better timing on that coming up later on in the show.
Thank you, Simone. Now across the state, COVID cases and hospitalizations are starting to rise. While numbers are still relatively low here in Arkansas, new data from the CDC has several parts of the state listed as a medium risk when it comes to COVID-related hospitalizations. Per capita, Arkansas ranks 3rd in the U.S. in new COVID hospitalizations in the last week. But those numbers are still far from previous highs. The new COVID vaccine has also been released, but some pharmacies are having trouble either getting it or keeping it in stock. But that could change very soon.
It could be as soon as tomorrow or as late as a couple weeks from now, but we are just as eager as everyone else to get these in stock. We actually have a pre-recorded response on the phones right now, basically encouraging everyone to stay tuned because that's what we have to do.
Officials say that the best way to stay up to date with the status of the vaccine is to check your local pharmacy's website. Over the next 5 years, thousands of Arkansans will receive naloxone training through a new UAMS program. Its goal is to educate people all across the state, especially in rural areas, to administer the medicine to reverse an overdose. A $1 million grant will allow UAMS to teach 125 naloxone education trainers over 5 years. And the goal is for each of them to then train others. That would mean nearly 8,000 people could finish the course.
But I do feel like there's a lot of people out there that either have a misconception about it or don't really understand how it could be used in many situations and how life-saving it could be in situations that we don't even know are going to occur. So just being trained in order to respond to that appropriately is really important.
Several groups statewide have already jumped on board to the project, all with the common goal to save lives. The ongoing strike between Hollywood writers and studios could be coming to an end. The WGA and the association representing the studios are set to resume talks today, and industry trades report they're close to a deal. Bradley Blackburn has more on where things stand now.
There is no Hollywood ending yet, but the stage is set for a potential deal between the Writers Guild of America and the Hollywood studios. Late Saturday, the two sides issued a short joint statement saying they'll meet again Sunday.
We're hearing that they're close, but that perhaps not as close as some of the press reports, which have suggested that it's all down to the drafting by the lawyers.
Variety and other trade publications report the studios have presented their best and final offer for a new 3-year contract. It comes after 4 days of negotiations that reportedly included the heads of Disney, Warner Brothers Discovery, Netflix, and Universal.
This was not the point they wanted. They thought they were going to, I think on both sides thought pretty much they're going to have this over by Thursday. It dragged a little bit into Friday. Now it's dragged further.
The writers' strike started in May and actors joined in July, with SAG-AFTRA launching its own strike. Together, they have frozen the entertainment industry. For writers, sticking points come down to residual pay, staffing in writers' rooms, and the use of artificial intelligence.
I do hope that I can get back to work and that it's over soon, but only with a fair contract.
These demands look at a world that has changed dramatically over the past decade, an industry that's changed dramatically.
Hollywood insiders say a deal with writers could help pave the way for actors. The Screen Actors Guild has said the studios will not meet with them to negotiate. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
By some estimates, the strike has cost the U.S. economy more than $5 billion. And in more entertainment news tonight, Usher has a new confession. The Grammy winner will headline this year's halftime show at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. The 8-time Grammy winner said in a statement, quote, "It's an honor of a lifetime to finally check a Super Bowl performance off my bucket list." Super Bowl 55 will be on February 11th right here on THV 11. Hispanic Heritage Month is underway, and all month we've tried to bring you stories to highlight the community. One place where you can find contributions, American military bases. For many in the younger generation, representation is key. But seeing someone who looks like them in higher positions is not always easy to find. Major Cibeles Ramirez Rodriguez says Hispanics make up only 8% of the soldiers and airmen in the Arkansas National Guard, something she hopes to change.
My family did a lot of sacrifices for me to be here. My mother did a lot of sacrifices for me to be here. I was actually the first one to be able to go to college and get a degree in my Puerto Rican family. So I have a big responsibility to them to represent them.
Tonight at 10, THV 11's Jalissa Garza introduces us to Major Rodriguez and how she hopes to inspire the younger generation, all while remembering where she came from. Still ahead, a space capsule returns to Earth after a 7-year journey. After the break, we'll tell you how scientists hope the info it's gathered can lead to major advancements. Simone?
And I'll have your week ahead forecast coming up in just a few.